Hello, my name is Joanna Reisman, and today I'm going to be sharing the Beatles song In My Life with you. A little bit about the band. The Beatles were an English rock band that formed in Liverpool in 1960. Members of the Fab Four included John Lennon, Paul McCartney, George Harrison, and Ringo Starr. They were widely regarded as the greatest and most influential act of the rock era. It's difficult to find a musician or a band that wasn't in some way influenced by them. They broke up in 1970. They were highly influenced by Chuck Berry, Buddy Holly, Elvis Presley, and the Everly. The song In My Life was written by John Lennon and Paul McCartney. If you know anything about the Beatles, you know that this songwriting duo was responsible for most of their work. The percentages next to their name represent the amount of the song that they're responsible for. So John Lennon wrote 60%, while Paul McCartney wrote 40%. It was recorded on October 18th and 22nd, 1965 at Abbey Road Studios in Studio 2 located in London, England. It was mixed on October 25th and 26th, 1965. It's a total of 2 minutes and 22 seconds. It took 3 takes to get the finished product, and it is found on the album Rubber Soul. A little bit of the history of In My Life. During a 1964 interview with Lennon, journalist Kenneth Alson asked why he hadn't written more lyrics about his life and experience. John responded with, "Had a sort of professional songwriting attitude to writing pop songs. I would write books like In His Own Right to express my personal emotions, while I'd have a separate songwriting John Lennon who wrote songs for the meat market. I didn't consider them to have any depth at all. They were just a joke." After the interview, Lennon wrote a poem about people and places from his past. Later, when he read the poem, he thought it was the most boring thing he'd ever written. He compares it to a school project, like what I did over my holidays. He thought it was very trivial, and he wasn't happy with it at all. But then he tried again, and the lyrics just started to... In My Life is one of only a handful of songs where Lennon and McCartney strongly disagree over who wrote what. Lennon claimed that he wrote all the lyrics before Paul even heard it. He also claimed that Paul only added harmony in the middle 8. According to Paul, though, Lennon basically had the first verse done, and the two rewrote the lyrics together. McCartney also claims that he wrote the melody as well as the very famous opening guitar hook. Whenever you hear this opening hook, you can automatically tell what the song is. Importance of In My Life. This was a crucial breakthrough for John Lennon. It represented his evolution as an artist. Before he wrote In My Life, he was writing songs that he claimed to be silly and not very representative of himself and the person that he was. And this is the first time he started writing songs that were very personal. It says, I started being me about the songs, not writing objectively, but subjectively. John Lennon sings lead vocals and plays rhythm guitar. Paul McCartney is on harmony vocals and bass guitar. George Harrison is on harmony vocals, lead, and rhythm guitar. And Ringo Starr is on drums and tambourine. And then we have George Martin on. Our opening hook is from the very beginning of the song into the 8-second mark. It's played and then repeated before the beginning of the A section. We hear an A major to E7 and then repeated. This phrase is a total of 4 measures long. Into our A section, which goes into the 27-second mark. A section is made up of 2 smaller phrases, which are each 4 measures in length, which we'll call A1 and A2, for a total of 8 measures. The instrumentation is guitar, drums, bass, vocal. It begins with an A major chord, shifts to F sharp minor to A7, D to D minor, and back to A major. The chord progression.
There are places I remember all my life, so some have changed, some forever, not for better. Some have gone, and some remain. Some have gone, and some remain.
So we start off the song with our lyrics that are taking us back into John's memory, and we remember these places and we remember these people with him. We have a slant rhyme between remember and better, and then changed and remain. Then this takes us into our B section, which is 8 measures total. Just like the A section, it is made up of 2 shorter sections of 4 measures, which we'll also call B1 and B2. B1 starts with an F sharp minor, leads into D major, then to G major, and back to A major. B2 starts with F sharp minor, leads to B7 chord, to D minor, and then back to A major.
All these places have their moments with lovers and friends. I still can recall. Some are dead and some are living. In my life, I've loved them all.
We see our rhyme here between recall and all. The lyric and the lines, some are dead and some are living, Paul actually wrote this in remembrance of the original bassist of the Beatles, Stu Sutcliffe, who passed away at a very young age. We go straight into the hook again, and then this takes us to a return of the A section, which leads us up to the minute and 9-second mark. The A section is repeated with the same chord progression, same instrumentation, lyrics. But of all these friends and lovers, there is no one compares with you, and these memories lose their meaning when I think of love as something new. This is just another beautiful memory about these people and these memories that we share with these people. We have a rhyme between you. Then the B section returns. Same chord progression, same instrumentation, but different lyrics as the previous section. Though I know I'll never lose affection for people and things that went before, I know I'll often stop and think about them. In my life, I love you more. And we have our rhyme between affection and them and before and more. And this is just kind of our finality of our lyrics and remembering them and how important it is to us. Then this takes us straight back into the A section again, but unlike the other A sections, this one is a solo performed by George Martin. After experimenting on the Hammond organ, Martin recorded a very Baroque piece on the piano at half speed, 1 octave down, and then sped it up to match the track. The effect is like one of a harpsichord, and most people actually think it is a harpsichord while it's actually a piano. It follows the same chord progression as the other A sections. This takes us into a return of the B section. Same chord progression as the other B sections, same instrumentation, and we actually repeat the same last B section to just really put an emphasis on how important these memories are, and how meaningful they are. We hear the hook, and then our song concludes with a tag. At the very end, we hear "In my life, I love you more" repeated once more, and "My life" is sung up the octave and then is brought back down for "I love you more" to create a very unpredictable and expressive effect. The song concludes on an A major chord. So, to review the complete form of the song, we start with the hook, move into A, then to B, back to the hook, A, B, the A solo section, B section, hook, and then we end on our. The performance style is very simple and sweet. There's little to no ornamentation. The solo section is the only time you hear ornamentation. In My Life is a genuine and heartfelt reflection on the people and places that were once known, and the way that it is performed matches the sentiment. Here you can find the full song, a link to the full song on YouTube. You'll hear the whole thing and its original recording that is found on the album Rubber Soul. Thank you.